Hello friends. Today I am going to explain very important and common topic of class 12 partnership accounting, that is revaluation account. How it is prepared and why it is prepared. So children, a very simple example I will give here, that why revaluation account is prepared and at when it is prepared. So let us discuss with one example. Suppose there are two partners X and Y. They are sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 1:1. Now, children, they enter Z. When they enter Z, their profit sharing ratio is 1 by 3. They are giving 1 by 3 to Z. Okay. Now, there is one question that business begins from this point. Okay. Business begins from this point, and at this point of time, Z gets admission. And again, business continue. So, there is one simple question. So during this period, when Z has taken admission, whatever profit is earned by the firm is to be distributed by X and Y, because Z has taken admission at this point of time. After this point of time, whatever profit is earned by the firm is to be distributed by X, Y, and Z. Isn't it, children? So when a partner is taking admission, whenever partner is leaving the firm, it means that is retirement or maybe by death. Okay, children. So in these condition, what happened? Whenever there is change in profit sharing ratio by any reason, change in profit sharing ratio by any reason, there must be revaluation of assets and reassessment of liabilities, because the Z takes admission at this point of time. Definitely, business is having some assets and liabilities, so that assets and liabilities must be revalued. If building which was invested at the inception of the business, when business was started, if the price of that building was 1 lakh, and when Z has taken admission, it has increased to 1 lakh 20,000, the value of that building has been increased. Okay, so there is a profit of 20,000. Who is the owner of this profit? X and Y. So if this profit is not distributed at the time of admission of Z, what will happen? In future, this profit may get distributed to Z also, isn't it? So whenever there is change in profit sharing ratio, it is known as reconstitution of firm. And whenever there is reconstitution of firm, revaluation account is to be prepared. Remember, whenever there is change in profit sharing ratio, this is an example like admission, retirement, and death of a partner. This is an example of change in profit sharing ratio. Or maybe there is no admission, no retirement, no death, but they mutually decide to change their profit sharing ratio. So by any reason, if there is change in profit sharing ratio, it is known as reconstitution of firm. And whenever there is reconstitution of firm, revaluation account is to be prepared, so that undue advantage is not received by new partner. Undue advantage or any type of disadvantage by new part. If there is profit up to that date, it is to be distributed to the existing partner. If there is any loss on the date of admission or retirement or death, that is to be distributed by the existing partner. So new partner will not be in profit or loss undue. So that's why it is how it is prepared. So that is one more thing, how revaluation account is prepared. So children, you can see how revaluation account is prepared. It's a very simple. Okay. In revaluation account, there are two sides, debit side and credit side. So this very simple principle will help you to understand and remember what to write in debit side. Children, whenever there is decrease in asset is recorded in debit side, and if there is any increase in asset, it is recorded in credit side. If there is any increase in a liability, recorded in debit side. If there is any decrease in a liability, that will be recorded in debit and credit side in this manner. Is that clear? If balance remains in debit side, that balance is known as gain, which is to be distributed to partners capital account. If balance remains in credit side, that balance is known as loss, that will be distributed to partners capital account. So dear children, I hope this is clear. I have taken a very simple example so that I can explain this question to all of you. Okay, you can see these are the book values and these are the revised values. Land. Okay, land is 50,000. Now it is increased to 60,000. So there is an increase of rupees 10,000. So where increase in assets are recorded? Increase in assets are recorded in credit side. So you can see here, I will write in credit side, buy land. And children, we write only difference value. So that 10,000 is recorded here. Now you can see here building is decreased from 20 to 15. So 5,000 decrease is there. Okay. So decrease in assets are recorded in debit side. So we write to record in debit side to building. I hope this is very clear to everyone. It's a very simple and enough example to understand. You can solve all the questions. Okay. Now creditor is liability. Now creditors are decreased from 25 to 20. So decrease in liability. Where do we record a decrease in liability? In credit side. So by creditors. How much? 5,000. You can see 5,000. And where outstanding expenses is also a liability. Outstanding expenses are increasing from 10,000 to 12,000. So increase in expenses, outstanding expenses is liability. It will be recorded in debit side to outstanding expenses, 2,000. So let us take out balance. So 10 plus 5, 15,000. Here the total of credit side is 15,000 and the total of debit side is 7,000. Isn't it? So when you subtract what you get 8,000. What is this 8,000? This 8,000 is your gain. If balance remains in debit side, it is gain. So to gain, transfer to partner's capital account. It is transferred to partner's capital account. Okay. The name of partners are X and Y and the ratio was 1:1. So if ratio is 1:1, it will be distributed in this manner. I hope this revaluation account concept is clear to everyone. Yes, children. Thank you. Thank you very much, children.